I'm Stephen Monkey Mason, and welcome to Fast Forward Reviews. Oh! The movie is An American Werewolf in London. This movie is a horror. Wow, it's big and red. Wow, it's different. Get rid of that. Random. On a serious note, it's a comedy. Yeah, that's better. Back to normal. Okay. This movie was released in 1981. It's on for 1 hour and 37 minutes. Nothing so much behind us, but yeah, it's not that long. Written and directed by John Landis. Written and directed by John Landis. Yeah, I want to go with John Landis. I want to say that. I want to say that's right. Okay. I have no idea why my voice just went creepy. It's like I'm possessed by a werewolf. Oh! What's going on? Starring David Neutron. Johnny Neutron. John, fuck off. Starring David Neutron. Starring David Neutron. I'm just going to stick with Neutron. It's not Neutron. It's it's too late to be doing this. David, nah, I give up. Starring David. Sorry. He's called David in the movie as well, but I've tried to butcher his surname a few times. I do apologise. But David. Griffin Goodman. That's far better. Brian Glover. Jenny A. Glitter. My joined up handwriting looks like glitter or gutter. I'm sorry, Jenny, but yeah, Jenny. Frank Oz with Miss Piggy and Kermit the Frog. That's not me having fun. They are credited at the end of this movie as themselves. And a very young Rick Mail. God bless you. Bollocks. What a legend. Age rating for this movie is an 18. Budget for this movie, wow. 10 million, that's a lot of money for it's like an early 80s movie, like the early 80s movie, like 1980 early movie. Tagline for this movie is John Landis, the director of Animal House brings you a new kind of animal, or a different kind of animal. I got that one from IMDb because it's definitely not on the box. So here's a little bit about the movie. When two American backpacking friends trek across the moors and see the sights of the sheep of the moorlands. If I walked a bit more longer, they'd probably see my friend Ned because he just likes hanging out looking at the sheep. Anyways, they arrive at the Slaughtered Lamb. That's a pub late in the evening in this small little town. They are not very welcomed, and that is so true when you go to a small pub in Britain. It's like, are you local? Are you? Do I know you? Then you do get people like who just stare at you. They soon decide to leave, even though the barmaid is trying to convince everyone in the pub not to let them leave because the moon is full. But everyone lets them leave anyway. As they stumble off the road where they were told not to leave, they soon get the feeling that something is surrounding them. With howls of the night, as the moon is full, oh! One is all of a sudden brutally murdered by some beast in the dark. The other one is bitten, and then all of a sudden... 2 weeks later, try a year and a half later. It's been a year and a half since I filmed American Werewolf in London. Hang on a minute, hang on. How about that? Wearing the same hat? And the same t-shirt a year later. Took his Hazers fan t-shirt and the matching hat. Anyway, it's Killian's birthday today. Killian H. Gore, the author of all these books, actually has now got an American Werewolf in London quiz book, but I don't have it. But it is his birthday. Now I will be back at the end of this review because I found something in a year and a half later. So yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the review. Waking up in hospital, David struggles to remember what happened. Where's his friend Jack? What attacked him that night? Even though things start to take a good turn as he starts to fall in love with a nurse, Jack returns from the dead as a tortured soul. Jack warns David at the next full moon he will turn into a werewolf and no one is safe around him and David should just kill himself right now and free all the tortured souls that are trapped because of the werewolf curse. Will David do it or will David go out on the night in the town in London as a werewolf? It's totally different than what was just wrote. Bonus fun fact about this movie, this is the first movie to ever win or be awarded an Academy Award for Best Makeup Effects. They pretty much created this award because of this movie. And since then, there has been some great benchmark movies when it comes to werewolves. Now, there has been some horrible CGIs, including the sequel to this movie, but stuff like Silver Bullet would come along years later, even though the werewolf wasn't ready on time when they started filming. But Silver Bullet has a bit of the Jaws effect. It's not like the werewolf's not working, there is no werewolf. But it adds, especially in this movie, when you don't see the werewolf and he's chasing the guy through the subways, it's totally well mint, and then you see that little peak. It's just awesome. Other movies years later would be the iconic Dog Soldiers, which needs a Blu-ray release in the UK. Come on, Keith, get on it. And then there's other movies like Underworld, where they're all CGI, running around like them floats, flying through the moon and stuff like that. And there's now 5 of them. I've got 4. Get the 5th one soon. There we go. There's the 5th one. Blood Wars, very short. Love the front cover. I love the white hair she's got going on there. But yeah, enjoyed that. I will apologise as well because I'm about to say bonus fun fact. No, I didn't. I'm about to say fun fact about this movie when I've already said bonus fun fact. So there we go, jumping well into the future. Hope you enjoy the rest of this review. Okay, fun fact about this movie, they had already cast a lot of the actors and were struggling to get work permits, and with the filming in the UK and it being an American production, James Cameron has some great horror stories about trying to work in the UK on aliens. But these guys were like, right, we'll not film in England, we'll film it in France, and already had started scouting in France and already coined the name An American Werewolf in Paris. Then they got the permits all sorted out, but years later we got the sequel, American Werewolf in Paris, and it was a bit of a cash in, but you know, the origin story and the name comes from that problem. All about a permit. So here's my review of the movie, known as a classic in the world of horror and a benchmark for its special effects. Along with battling it out with the Howling, this movie is awesome. This has some real wicked comedy in it. Definitely carries a dark sense of humour, definitely. And this really set a benchmark and a guideline for where horror movies can go, merging comedy with it. It was sort of a new genre back then. You didn't really go gore-fest and slapstick comedy, you just didn't do that. Not slapstick comedy, but you know, a tongue-in-cheek, dark sense of humour. But there's something about this movie I found, it's very cold. How it's captured, it's just cold. Oh. When you think about it now, it's just cold. Walking through the moors, dark night, maybe it's because I experienced that because I live next to them. It's very cold. Some actors absolutely nail it when someone's like, what? What's he shouting about? Is he looking off screen and shouting, hey, blah, 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 blah. Whatever that wants to be. It's just like some people seem to be doing that. The lead actor though is quite hard to shake. Mainly because he looks like Billy from the Gremlins. Even though I know Gremlins was made years later. I grew up in the Gremlins before I seen American Werewolf in London. So this is sort of like, he's Billy, but looks like Billy, but isn't Billy. But he struggles though. He has some great strengths. Sometimes he's really good, sometimes he's really bad. He does have a creepy face where he's in the hospital bed, then seems to be like, just farting and he's walking along like, guess what? And that's, you know, so I just can't shake something about that actor. I'm sorry, David, I couldn't even get his name right. How much of a professional am I? The music and the score are bang on. It's got some classic tunes for the time. The way this film's been filmed is awesome. The special effects though are absolutely outstanding. No wonder they won an Academy Award for them. The early 80s was the holy grail for special effects. With stuff like The Thing and even E.T. coming along, what they were doing and all the groundbreaking stuff they were coming out with, was an awesome time to be in the film business. Craftsmanship at its best. The werewolf is pure evil, it really is. Even though it does look like in the London scenes where the crowd's there, it does look like they've just dressed a bear up and slapped it on his arse and it's running around shuffling past people because it's proper shimmying as it goes along, shimmy shimmy. But the werewolf just looks mint. It's just proper evil werewolf. Not as evil as a dog soldier werewolf, so they are awesome. They proper look evil. They look like evil dogs, evil werewolves. They cracked it with that one, definitely. It does though turn it right up to 10 in the London scene near the end of the movie. And that's not a spoiler. When it gets to London Piccadilly Circus, it's absolute chaos. It becomes like a gore fest. There's bodies flying out the windows, people getting their heads ran over. You know, double-decker buses involved, there's werewolves running around. But all of a sudden, the film just stops. And the credits roll up. Which I guess it doesn't lead on or anything like that. That's it, the end of the film, it's done and dusted. So if you've never seen this movie, I highly recommend it. It is awesome watch. It's dark, it's funny, and it's aged really, really well. So how many concept bricks out of 5? Now, I would want to give this 5, but I'm raising my standards a little bit here. It's a solid 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get rid of them. Some people class it as a 5-star film or a 5 brick film. For me, it's a 4. It's aged really well, looks awesome, but I do prefer some other werewolf movies. I've been Stephen Monkey Mason. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. So you liking the review? You probably noticed throughout the video my face has got swollen and swoller, more swollen, and there's even a bit where I'm rubbing my face. I just had a tooth extracted and I'm about to have surgery in about 2 weeks time as well. So a year and a half later I'm still suffering from fucking toothache from hell. I'm still going to pick all Killian's books up off the floor here. Now I found this at a boot sale not long ago, not Killian's books. Sorry Killian. That is a birthday present that hopefully that will be the last time I ever drop your books. That's some drunken footage of me. I am dropping your books there as well. I'm sorry. That's the last time I'll ever drop your books. Check them out. I'm hoping to get a Lost Boys one, because he's just done a Lost Boys one. The Shining one's over there as well. Anyway, I picked this up. Now first up, I got this off Annie. There's a thank you, the slow alarm there. Answer these questions, you live. According to the poster tagline of John Carpenter's The Thing, where is the warmest place to hide? Man. I didn't realise it would have a thing question on the back there. Man. I thought it would have something to do with, like, you know, The New Blood is the subtitle for which number Friday the 13th. Why aren't these, you know, why isn't Killian on the back there with Killian's questions? So yeah, it's an awesome sort of lamb beer mat. And I picked this up. This is by Entertainment and Video. It's a small box sell-through VHS. American Werewolf in Paris, which was originally meant to be the name of the movie as a set of production in Paris, which I totally would have forgot about, or had forgot about. I've got that fact. Things are getting a bit hairy. Here's the tagline for this one. It's one of them ones that Entertainment and Video, like stuff like The Mask, Dark City. I want to take that £2 thing off finally, you know, £2 at a boot sale. I don't think I paid that for it, but it's got Tom Everett Scott in, who you know, was in Dead Man on Campus, Boiler Room, which is a tremendous film, which I'm sure I've seen recently, but yeah. Anyway, Entertainment Video slapsticked a lot of their films with loads of stuff. I'm trying to see if I've got an example handy. I don't, not down here. Entertainment Video, The Mask. I don't want it. There we go. Yeah, so with The Mask. A lot of comments and then a synopsis of the film. So yeah, on the back there. I have seen this. This used a lot of CGI, which was a shame because of how good the breakout effects were with the original, and this brought in a lot of CGI. It's quite stupid and quite funny, even the bit where he jumps off the Eiffel Tower with a bungee cord, comes back up and smacks his head. You know, it's got that mid 90s kind of like adrenaline junkie kind of stupidly comedy going on there. It's quite a good film. Hasn't seen the light of day on Blu-ray yet. Yeah, quite a good thing. Hasn't been rewound, and it's not a flip cover. So this has been the American Werewolf in London review. I hope you're enjoying Fast Forward Review Season 3. I'll be back next time for a film I got. I might even be in Spain in the next episode. It might be 1408. Finally, 1408 in Spain. Or it could be something else I've done. It could be Munster's Ball. Or it could be... trying to think. There's Blackwater! I've been looking for Blackwater for ages. I couldn't find it when I did the pickup shot for Blackwater the other week. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I've done reviews for, God knows. Thanks for watching, goodbye. Okay, do you remember in the Gods of Egypt video, now this has just appeared right at the end, when Casper said, oh no, I don't have American Werewolf in London, and I was shocked at that. He actually does have it, so yeah. Casper makes a cameo. Come in, Casper, and you can have a little cameo. So you've appeared in 2 episodes. Dude, I'm sorry, I forgot you were that short. There we go. But yeah, this is a bit like The Thing, what Universal brought out. Landscape one, the classic
Centenary Collection.
Classic. Ooh, on the back there, and the guy's lost in the moors. Beware of the moon. And inside, them walking to a far. It's very dark in your room, Casper.
I know.
Yeah. Just a random outtake. I actually like that, but I just don't like the concept of them being like that.
No.
There we go. There we go. Thanks for watching. Next week's episode is, I have no idea, it's probably going to be 1408 and I'm probably going to be in Spain. Goodbye. Oh, look at them up there. There's a shop here. Highlander 6, the Sheeping Inn.